Buongiorno. Mark my words, Mel. They'll leave by Christmas.
Even now, less than a score of years after the World War,
hostilities exist. There is no blinking at the fact.
We shall never surrender!
This is the Militaria Podcast, brought to you by your friends at Queen City Militaria, Wehrmacht Militaria, and SMG War Relics.
Well, boys, it's that time again. It's time for another episode of the Militaria Podcast. My name is Joshua Doda. I run Queen City Militaria, and I am joined by my two friends, Dante Gambino of SMG War Relics.
What's going on, everybody?
And William the Bill Kramer of WehrmachtMilitaria.com.
Good evening, everybody. Pleasure to be here as always.
It is a pleasure to see you guys again. Usually I say I haven't seen you in so long, but actually I saw you like 5 days ago at the SOS down in Louisville, Kentucky, a very cold and kind of chaotic SOS this year. So instead of doing the whole, hey, how's it going? What have you been up to? I already know what you've been up to, you know? So let's talk about the show. What'd you like? What'd you not like? Let's start with you, Dante.
Oh, so much to talk about. Well, the big thing everyone was worried about was, how is the turnout going to be due to the weather? And what did we find? The turnout was fine, actually, in terms of foot traffic for door traffic. Actually, there were several times on Friday that I was like, holy shit, you cannot see down the aisle. It is packed in here. And then people were telling me the lines were out the door. Plenty of foot traffic for your regular member, non-member kind of thing. But there were a bunch of dealers that couldn't make the show because of the snow and whatever other circumstances. It was cold. I don't even think it was the snow entirely. It was, I was driving through West Virginia and I definitely during the day and I was in one pocket and it was 5 degrees.
Well, yeah, let's talk about the drive-in. How was your drive-in? Because I know, we had some white knuckle moments through the mountains in Pennsylvania and some snow.
Yeah, definitely going through the Appalachia in West Virginia. So you were going through the mountains in Pennsylvania. I was going through West Virginia. So same geographical area, white knuckle driving. Roads were not properly taken care of. And this is after really the storm, right? A couple days after. So everything should have been cleared up by now, but they probably had some drifting and, the roads, the salt doesn't, once the temperature goes down below like 10 degrees, salt doesn't work. It doesn't do what it's supposed to do. So yeah, we had some kind of interesting moments, and I was pulling a trailer this time because I had so much shit. So I was doing the whole like definitely white knuckle driving. It was not fun. I did not enjoy it, but we got it. We got there.
Bill, how was your ride in? We didn't hear anything about it. Was it uneventful?
It was uneventful. It was perfect. Left from Chicago, took like, I don't know, 4.5 hours. I drive fast like a maniac. So, in fact, I have on the back of my truck, I have a magnet that says slower traffic, keep right, because I just hate people who camp in the left lane. So anyway, I bullied them out of the way, and I bullied my way all the way down to Louisville. And, we were supposed to get like 68 to 70 inches or something over several days. And I don't think that ever happened. So it was this big kind of hoopla of like, oh, the show's not going to really even happen this year. And agreeing with Dante, the weather was fine. I mean, as far as getting down there, for me anyway.
We got pummeled in Maine. I took the night off, the night that the snow hit here, and I had to clear the driveway several times. So I was actually a little worried about how bad the roads were going to be because I had to leave the very next day. But yeah, we didn't run into much. 15 and a half hours from Maine down to Louisville. The only real issue was in the mountains in Pennsylvania. So the weather was a big concern. People didn't show up that are usually there. Whitman wasn't there.
That was a big deal. As soon as you walked in and you're like, where's Whitman? Because you can usually see his like old school wooden Whitman military thing that he's got set up. And he usually gets there early. He's got some kind of agreement that he can get there and set up early and whatnot. So he's usually the first one doing business. And you're just kind of like, what's the vibe? Where's Whitman? What's going on? So you kind of like, you're putting your ear to the ground trying to find out what happened. And I actually was kind of snooping on his podcast, on his Whitman box opening channel down in the cellar or whatever. And he pulled the old excuse of the driveway was frozen. The driveway was frozen. Now he lives in New Jersey. Now geographically, I don't know how astute our viewers and listeners are, but I'm in Delaware. We pretty much had the same shit.
About
It
11 and a
was
half hour drive.
11, 12-hour drive, right? But as far as the weather, we had the same storm that Whitman had. So you got about 6 inches of snow, and then it's sleet and kind of freezing rain on top of that. And if you didn't go out there and take care of it that day, it turned into a sheet of ice. So, of course, apparently Whitman wasn't thinking, well, I should handle this. Not that he hasn't lived in New Jersey for 80 fucking years and would know how the weather is. So, he was pretty upset that he couldn't make it, according to him, and I believe him. But at the same time, I'm like, bro, you guys know what it's like to live there. You should have been on top of it. And you had a couple of days to pay a couple of guys to go chip the ice out and do whatever they needed to do. So it was unfortunate that he wasn't there. I mean, everyone was kind of talking about it. But at the end of the day, all the tables wound up getting filled up, or at least most of the tables.
No,
you
way.
saw a bunch of empty ones. By me, they were empty, and then on Friday they were full.
I actually had trouble. For anybody that's seen the vlog, I had trouble when I was going through in the walking portions. You might actually see less of them in this vlog than you have at other shows, and it's because there was a lot of space.
Okay.
Like there were a lot of rows where there would be like a table that's completely empty, or a table that's half empty, or there was an entire island of tables where one of them had collapsed and it was completely uninhabited.
Saw that. Yeah, I didn't know what the deal was with that. Well, the guys adjacent to me, there was like 4 or 5 tables, and they didn't show up, and I just spread all of my Rikers out on their stuff. I was like, fuck it, I don't give a shit. I spread all my Rikers out, and then the next day, I guess they sold the tables to somebody else that was waiting, and they were there. But I guess so I guess it was a problem then. I didn't think it was that bad on Friday. Thursday was horrible. There was definitely like, wow, there's a lot of people not here.
Well, from the corner of the room, because I was put in timeout. I don't know why I got stuck in the corner, but I got stuck all the way in the corner. I usually set up next to Bill Shea, and for some reason, I guess the military gods are frowning upon me. I don't know what I've done in this world to deserve this, but I got stuck in the corner, and it was still the first row, and I mean, people had to turn right. So I would say foot traffic was overall pretty good. Again, I mean, it's kind of hard to gauge when you're in the corner because you're out looking, at the entirety of the room, not, you know what I'm saying? Not like in the thick of the action like you were with your normal table location. So, I mean, I still had good sales and all that. It's just, I hope I, get my point across that I want my normal table back next year.
Yeah, no, everyone's, in case anyone's wondering that's watching, you're going to get everyone's going to go, the button's going to get reset and everyone goes back to normal next year. So whatever tables you normally have in that location, that's where you're going to be next year, so long as you pay for them on time and all that stuff.
And I did. I paid for them before I left. But if they don't put me back where I'm going to tell them, like, go back to this episode of the podcast because that's what Dante told me. So
I said so.
Yeah,
I said so. Hold me accountable. The interesting thing about the venue, this hall was a little bit larger than the previous halls or the main hall that we're normally in. So people were all like, oh my God, there's so much space. Why is there so much space? They could have sold more tables. And I guess they could have, but they would have to reinvent the whole floor layout and add tables. And then what do you do to those people that want the same tables next year when you go back to the smaller hall? You can't do it. So I think they just kept the same tables. You had a little bit extra space, and it was just a little different.
Can I offer you some show gossip?
Tell me about the gossip.
When I was standing there during my table registration thing, which is really, I mean, I say table registration, it's me picking up the packet for Billy's table. They were saying, why does it look so weird in here? And apparently, word on the street was when they set the tables up, they didn't set up an entire row of tables.
Oh, because of no shows, potentially?
I don't know. I don't know if it was just an oversight or what. Maybe I don't know. But you might have noticed that you could have landed an aircraft in the middle of the show, and there was a 60 to 70 foot, at least it felt like that wide.
Well, right by
tables.
Yeah, the column next to me, like the big main column things, there was a huge space in between my row and the next row down. But the row behind me, it was like arm's length of space. So I felt like maybe they weren't, whoever was setting them up, I don't know what they were doing, but it was definitely out of whack as far as that goes. You think they could have set up a couple extra tables and chairs for customers that just want to sit down and grab a drink and have a burger or whatever. That's a constant reoccurring problem that people are always talking about. And I totally get it because you have random people coming up to my tables and putting their shit down on my glass counters to organize their crap. They don't even want
I
to
do
look at
it.
my shit. Yeah, you
Million
thanks.
dollar idea. Million
Thanks.
dollar idea. Bring folding chairs, like 5 of them, and bring a power bank and charge people like $10 for an hour to charge their phones and give them a place to sit.
Yeah, no, it's really silly that can't be made to happen for the guests that are coming through the door. It would be just that much more enjoyable for people.
I will also say about Bill being in the corner, like, yeah, we saw it as a huge pain in the ass because it was freezing cold over there and they had the fucking door behind us open all the time. And of course, we were just talking about the weather. It was like -4 degrees outside with the wind chill. However, that came in handy because let's talk about the fact that the whole hall, a third of the hall, smelled like raw sewage the entire weekend.
Did we ever?
Not our corner. Not our corner.
Not us. We had fresh air, man.
So my corner, I was kind of on the other side, but yeah, right when you went past that back men's room area, you're like, oh man, that men's room smells like shit. But then you kept walking. You're like, wait, it still smells like shit. There's no way that that's carrying from the men's room. Where is it coming from? The whole back section of the hall smelled like sewage. Like that's the best way to describe it.
Worst possible location for it because that's also where they always put the World War II vets, and that's where the food is.
Yeah, disgusting. So you don't want to go see the vets because it smells, and the food's right there. So what a fucking instant turnoff. I don't know though. Did that last all show? Because I feel like it wasn't a thing on Friday, but Thursday was definitely a problem.
I thought it was the whole time.
The whole time.
I mean, I was out shopping mostly. I mean, because I wanted to smell it, so I was out there really
Right.
whiffing it up.
Yeah.
Naturally, as is tradition, So anyway, I feel it was the entire show. It just past the middle of the room. It reeked like shit. That's my story.
And we didn't get an answer as to why. No one knows why.
No,
it smelled like open sewage, but I could only assume that there was some problem with the plumbing. Maybe there was like a pipe froze. I have no idea.
Or
but it's
pipe burst in the ceiling. Maybe. I mean, you wouldn't run sewage above, but I mean, there was all
Dude.
sorts of things we got to talk about still. I mean, that room was pretty rocking, and the boat show got flooded, and they're lucky they had boats in there and not like SS Generals.
Wait a minute, did the boat show really get flooded?
Yes, it did. They had standing water that they were pushing out with squeegees.
Shut your face.
Room. Our normal room.
Was it the same time that we blew a pipe at our hall?
That I don't know, but I had heard about it, and somebody said they walked by it and they were squeegeeing like.
You know how you could alleviate pipes breaking? You could turn up the fucking heat and not leave the back doors open. I'm just saying.
When you're right, you're right. I mean, I can't argue that.
It was just throwing it out there. Throwing it out there. So do we have a picture
about the pipe?
Yeah, we got a picture of that pipe, baby.
Here you go. Here's the instant replay of a bunch of water pouring out of the ceiling onto this guy's table. You can see a helmet. You can see some uniforms probably in the splash distance here. It looks like.
So is that where it's okay? So it looks like he just moved the shit off of that shelf, and he just left the medic helmet. We're gonna leave that one there.
That sucks, man. That's a really nice spot too. Like you wouldn't expect.
How close?
You'd be very excited to get that spot.
That bonsai guy, he sells fucking swords, so hopefully nothing got over those. But I mean, I imagine you wipe everything down quickly, you're fine, but still at the same time, man, that's not something you want to happen. So they did bring up a Zamboni. I had to go. I was walking Malcolm May, the author of the new essay book that's out. I was walking him up to talk to B&M Publishing about distributing his new book, and that's when I saw the Zamboni out. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I don't know what was going on. And that's when Dietrich's wife was telling us about the pipe burst. I'm like, holy shit, like fucking pipe burst here. So that was fucking crazy. Oh, you know something I heard through the grapevine from B&M themselves, they're probably not going to be doing business anymore.
Yeah, they said they were done. Beergit was I don't know, the ship has sailed. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
That's unfortunate.
That's a big deal. Yeah, that's a big deal.
That's a big deal because there's some phenomenal publications. Who's going to be distributor for those? Who's going to step up and put new stuff out? And I mean, Durante and all these other guys are still putting stuff out, but who's going to distribute them? And then another book vendor I heard is not going to do it again as well. What the fuck? Who's the other guy?
I don't know who the other guy is, but Durante's new Wound Badge book is phenomenal. I've got several pieces in it.
It's insane.
You're in it too. And Sebastian Talbot, yeah, you're in it. Sebastian Talbot, he had the Observer Badge book, and my Observer Badge is on the cover, and he has to send it back to the publisher. I forget how many copies they made, like 500 or some ridiculous number, and the motif at the top of the pages was blurred, and they have to reprint all of those books. Like, that's mind-blowing money, dude.
Yeah, he was telling me about that because he swung by
Yes.
the tables. He was like, it's all fucked up, and he's all pissed off, and
Yeah.
and
And then Yella had the autograph book that was at the show. He gave me a copy of that. That's a phenomenal book. I didn't even know he was a signature collector. It's really cool to see the history next to the name, a little, type about everybody. And then lastly, you had Malcolm A, like you said, with the new SA book, and that was kind of cool too.
So this is the SA book or SA book, as us common folks pronounce it. And I guess since he's having a problem finding distributors in the U.S., I have like 20 cases of these sitting in my office. So I am the unofficial distributor of these books right now. If you want one, go to war-relics.com. I've got them on the site. They're $120 and we'll ship them and get them. I just ordered special packaging so we can ship it in a nice box and not my fucking leftover Amazon box. So it'll be a nice, perfectly shaped box to ship these out in. So go to war-relics.com and pick yourself up a nice copy.
I will co-sign that. Malcolm knows his stuff. I got this nice little SA dagger from Uncle Germany right at the end of the show. I brought it over to Malcolm. He gave me an overview. He told me, realistic value, all of his professional opinions on it, and I was grateful for that. So big shout out to Malcolm.
I would just like to say, in my own defense, I picked out the dagger for you out of a lot. I'm just glad the guy knows what he's talking about. But in theory, it was me who gave you this is a nice dagger. And then you go over here, it's like, oh, in Thailand, we got these daggers too. So, I mean,
yeah, you're right. No, you're right. I did. Uncle Germany had 4 daggers, and I was like, Bill, which one of these do you think is best? You pick this one. I agree with your choice. And so Malcolm would have agreed with it too.
Good.
Oh man, what a character.
Well, I want to circle back real quick to the pipe exploding and to the sewage backing up and all these things, and just highlight the fact that, and it's been something Dante's brought up on the show before, and I mean, even when I posted the vlog, Rand brought it up. The OVMS doesn't communicate because there was no show announcement for, hey, there's a Zamboni because a pipe exploded, and there was no show announcement for, hey, sorry, we're aware of the smell.
Well, do you really want to point that out? I guess that's my thing, but I don't know. At the same time, it would be nice to know what's going on, but hey, don't go over to aisle XYZ because it smells like shit over there. That's not
even reassuring people that they're aware of the problem and saying that somebody's working on it. That's fucking, dude, strong leadership, tackle problems head on, as opposed to just not saying anything.
You can just sweep it under the rug and pretend it's not there. You know what I mean?
So we talked about potential, we thought there was going to be less foot traffic from buyers. That really wasn't the issue. It was more of a reverse. There were less sellers there. We talked about a couple of the catastrophes that occurred throughout the show. Aside from these more crazy things that we definitely need to talk about, how were your shows? Did you guys feel satisfied with the business that you did and the stuff you found?
I was satisfied. I didn't have the dealer selection that I would like to have had to have a ridiculous show, because, and what I mean by that is Thursday is dealer day, right? That's the day where people are reaching into their pockets and they're pulling out 5-10 grand to buy things. You don't have as many of those opportunities on Friday and Saturday. So if you've got the items that some people want to buy and take back to Europe, if you got those items on a Thursday, you're probably going to do pretty well. Now, we did do well, but it was more of a grind. I feel like I really had to work on the customers in terms of selling. I had to be a salesman, not in a negative way, but I had to engage. Hey, what are you looking for? I do have that. It's under here. Or no, go down to my other section of tables. So I was hustling the whole time, but I loved it because the days were going fast. I was never sitting around twiddling my thumbs going, oh God, I wish something would happen. We were running back and forth. I had a couple other tables, 2 sections down. So we were running stuff back and forth. You may have seen me at a little group of tables selling weird foreign awards. And then I was also back at my other tables selling all the usual suspects, so to speak. So, I mean, it was good. Was it a record-setting show for us? No, it was good. It was worth going. And I can't complain as far as the overall picture of sales.
I'd like to talk about your other tables a little bit more in a second, but Bill, let's go to you. Were you happy with the business at this show?
Yeah, so Dante and I, we go to the show for different reasons. I had a lot of deals lined up before we even walked in the room. So I was able to go and take care of all that. I was out shopping, as you know. You were the table helper. You're behind the table, so I don't know how much you really even saw me at the show, but I certainly got my steps in for the day. I was hoping for, the sky is falling, Chicken Little kind of atmosphere of like, oh, no one's going to come. The traffic for the public's not going to be there. That's good for me because I'm there to buy. So if people aren't selling shit, it's my time to shine. You know what I mean? And I'm one of those people that negotiating is a fun game. So with that being said, I was kind of hoping for that, but it looked like money was moving across the room. I definitely saw a lot of deals going on. Sales were still good because I don't bring things that are kind of piddly shit. The website does so well, I don't need to sell something unless it's high ticket items. So I only bring like the creme de la creme, if you will. So, I mean, sales were still good. I know Dante said he had a good show selling too. So again, buying and selling everyone said the show was going to suck, and it really didn't. I mean, I don't know how to really sell it other in any other way that it just was a good show.
Dude, the show perseveres.
But see, here's the issue I have with it being a good show for us is I feel like OVMS uses that for leverage to not do anything and to not make the show better.
Oh, it was a terrible show.
You know what I mean? But I mean, seriously, because they'll be like, well, you had a good show, didn't you? So why should we change anything? When it's like, dude, you could knock the fucking wheels off the bus with this. You could hit a home run by promoting it, doing a good job, having a nice place for people to sit down and eat, having some chairs, having some better food options. And they just push it aside and they just go, nah, that's the venue's problem. We can't control that. And I say bullshit.
I would like to know what the actual protocol is for promoting it and what they actually do. See, I say things like this on the podcast. That's probably why they stuck me in a corner, because it's like, are you guys even trying to get people in the room? Because I would love to know.
Nah, dude, they could pull a Chick-fil-A truck up there and freaking smash it. They could crush sales. You could charge Chick-fil-A like 10 grand to be there for the weekend, and they would freaking house it. I mean, it would be amazing. But, they're not thinking outside the box. Nobody is. I don't know if it's OVMS that's not thinking outside the box, or the venue's just kind of stale and not thinking outside the box. But I don't know. It just kind of pisses me off.
I mean, again, from like a national advertising point, that's great. Chick-fil-A wants to make money, but I also want to make money in that room too. They should be promoting this, at least, the American aspect of it, of like, hey, and I mean, they should have billboards for this kind of thing of like, hey, this is the show, and here we go. If they have to raise my table prices because they're going to do shit like that, fine, here's your money.
Oh, 100%. Listen, I will literally, and people are going to get all fucking bent out of shape. I'll pay double. If you can make it a really fun place, you advertise the shit out of it, people are talking about, oh, I go there, it's great. Maybe there's a little lounge, you could sit down. There's a place you could get a beer. I don't know what the Kentucky laws are about drinking at a show, but, make it more of a festival, like an event where everybody wants to go and have a good time. Because now it's kind of like, I feel like some people are there, it's a drag. They're gonna go and I'm gonna walk as long as I can before I get tired, and then I'm gonna fucking leave. And I feel like we're missing an opportunity.
Dante, you mentioned that you had your satellite section of tables there. First foray into selling communist awards, Eastern Bloc stuff, things from the Warsaw Pact, all sorts of weird stuff, and then some other Western powers, your France, your Belgium, all that sort of stuff. How did you enjoy it? What was your experience with selling this non-Third Reich stuff? Because that's usually what you specialize in.
To be honest with you, it's a learning opportunity for me, just because I don't know really much about it. I kind of stumbled into this assortment of stuff that I have right now, and I couldn't not buy it. So I went into let's go make some money. Let's learn about obscure Romanian awards. I don't know, like let's do it. Let's learn something new. And I thought it was really fun. It was fun to engage with different types of customers looking for different types of items. I will say that the majority of those customers are definitely from Europe. There's not a lot of American collectors for that stuff based on what I saw at the show. Now, that being said, did we sell stuff to, U.S. People, U.S. What do you call them? U.S. citizens? I don't even know what's correct to say anymore with that. People
Americans?
in the U.S. Americans.
We're usually called Americans.
I don't know. There's so much bullshit going on right now. So fucking, I don't know. It was fun. It was different. I do believe that I will expand. I actually already did. I expanded my website to have separate categories now for the foreign awards. So it's easier to find. You can go find Romanian awards now easily with a tab, and same thing for North Korean and all that stuff. So I think that'll draw more people to the website, and it'll draw a different type of business.
Dude, speaking of Romanian stuff, I talked right before the show. We had our whole like, what are you excited for? What are you looking for? And I want to touch base on that. I was looking for the Romanian visor guy. He was not there, which after driving 15 and a half hours, because I was like, I'm buying all these visors and I need a bunch of extra room. And that's like one of the lies I told myself to make it just, justifiable. I just really wanted a road trip. He wasn't there. So I went home with one Romanian visor. And oddly enough, I also took 2 beautiful Romanian awards off Dante's hands. And speaking of selling to American customers, Dante sold a ton of awesome Soviet stuff to Alex on the very first day, and it honestly caused some drama because I really wanted to shop that Soviet stuff. So I had to get my hands on the Romanian things before they got snatched up by somebody else.
Well,
If
which
you're
Alex?
looking
You
for
need
that-
to be clear on this.
Oh, Alex Iofreda. Alex Iofreda. I asked him when I first picked him up because it was the first time I'd met him, and the first time you guys met him too. I was like, how do you pronounce your last name? He said, it's unclear. Mysterious guy.
Okay.
Iofreda, they're both fine. So, whatever you feel like. But yeah, he got some awesome stuff. And then actually, we talked about this, but this 1985 Jubilee, Patriotic War Second Class. It's usually a pretty cheap award. I got it from Dante for a little deal because I was like, hey, come on, this is going in the collection. And Alex was nice enough to research it, and we found out that the person who was awarded it during the war, she was a 17-year-old medic. It's a interesting little bit of history to tie to a usually pretty mundane award. So if you're looking for that stuff, you should go to Dante's website or mine, but go to his first.
Well, yeah, I sold half of it. Now it's going to be on Josh's website. Thanks, Josh.
Josh, can we put a picture of Cupcake right here? Can you tell everybody about the dog you got? Dude, fill us in about
we can divert from the show real quick. Today, it's been a big, last 6 months for me and Carmen. We got engaged. We got the house. Today, she brought a dog home. So we have Cupcake now. We'll put the picture up again right here. She's great. She's a little terrier mix. She's downstairs. She's probably a little confused. But yeah, we have a dog now.
When you say she just brought her home, she just showed up like she was like, here, I've got this in the dumpster. I mean, that's...
When we were
Where
at
did you
the
get the
SOS.
dog?
Okay, so when we were at the SOS, she texts me, and first she's like, the heater stopped working. And that was a fucking crisis from states away. So we ended up getting that fixed. Then she's like, also, I found this dog at a shelter that I want to go check out. And I'm like, yeah, all right, cool. I know you've been wanting a dog. So she goes to the shelter, and then she's like, actually don't like that dog at all. But there's this other dog, which is Cupcake. And now there's a debate in the house of, should we change her name? And I'm like, she's already fucking...
Yeah, she knows Cupcake, bro. Don't
she
do
was
that.
in a
Unless it's
shelter.
Buncake. Buncake is clever.
Buncake. Yeah, Buncake would work. We've talked about, she likes pierogi. She's trying to choose these like Polish names to make me want to change the dog's name. But yeah, no, we got a dog now. We really put our foot on the gas pedal to get all the things that we've been planning, especially now that we got the house. We're like, fuck it, let's get a dog. Let's get a cat.
Making babies and getting dogs, bro. I get it, man.
Dude, soon enough. Wedding this year. And then we'll see what happens after that.
Well, all this stuff is fine and dandy, but people have heard all this shit before, I think, and they really want to know, what did we do after the show? What kind of shenanigans did the SMG and Wehrmacht Militaria crews get into? Because there's always a story. There's always a good time. And this show was no different than any other show. And Josh has some pictures that we can start to go through here.
We're going to talk a little bit about the nights out because there's some beef that needs to be settled here. Okay. Also,
there's
what is
some
this?
beef right
Tell me
there.
about this real
Ooh.
quick. Tell me about this because Alex and I were in Ohio on the way home when this happened. What happened here?
So, you want to take it away, Bill?
Well, this is after I fell in love with the delightful waitress. What was her name? Avery. And
Avery, yeah.
She sent us here, and she's like, and we've walked by this place for years. But so anyway, we go here, and the butts were great. 10 out of 10 butts. I mean, they were nice butts. I have to admit. She certainly knew I was an ass guy, and she's like, "Go here." And she hit the.
Did we have a close up of some butt? I thought we had another.
I did not send any. I'm not putting a close up of a butt on this episode of the podcast. This is a family affair. This is a
nice
classy
ass,
establishment.
there's photos for just us gentlemen.
Listen, I mean,
it was a gentleman's club.
It's totally PG. I mean, everything's covered, kind of. So,
what bar is this?
What is it called? Bull riding.
I don't know.
Oh, is this the PBR bar?
Yeah, PBR.
Yeah, that's
bar.
what it is. I mean, listen, I've been to a strip club in Louisville, but this is PG-13, and there's a bull to ride. I probably should have ridden the bull, but
okay, so I've never been. Okay, I don't go to the South often, and I don't consider Louisville as the South. However, it does have a PBR bar, and apparently it's a chain. There's a couple of them around. So when I walked in this place, I didn't know what to expect. Dude, we're there with Malcolm. He's from he's an Australian expat living in Thailand, right? And he's got a fucking bar in Thailand. And he gets in there and he's like, what the fuck is going on in here? And I'm like, I don't know, man. I've never been to this kind of bar. And they're fucking they break out into line dances. And Malcolm's just like fascinated. Like, they all know the song. I'm like, yeah, that's what line dancing is. You go and you dance to the fucking song and you go back and forth and kick your boots out and whatever the fuck you do. And we were fascinated. I was like, Malcolm, this is a first for me. I've never seen line dancing in the flesh either. So he was like fascinated. I was fascinated. And then after a couple of turns, we're like, okay, time to go.
All right. You guys had a wild time without us. It's fine. I'll try not to hold it against you.
I talked to the nice girl in the beanie. She was from New Mexico.
Nice girl in the beanie. Oh, yeah. You got shot down. You sent Will on your to do your dirty work, and Will got shot down too.
I did?
You don't remember that?
I don't remember. I don't remember.
Oh, no. You're like, Will, you go talk to that girl and see what's going on.
The beanie girl?
Yeah, and Will goes over there, and then he comes back and he reports back. He goes,
well, he's just so handsome. Women love him.
Yeah, Will's pretty smooth.
No. Dude, do you remember those girls at the Max?
He's drunk and he has no inhibitions. That's all it is. It has nothing to do with his looks. He got shot down immediately. Okay, so and then and then he pointed to you, and she almost threw up, and that was it. That's game over.
Oh man!
Oh my gosh! It's borderline hurtful in the chat right now. All right, so this was
like,
the
no,
first
I don't want
night.
to date a garden gnome, and then that was it.
This was our first night. We went to this Mexican place. So coming down here, we went to a Mexican place like 3 years ago that everybody really liked, and I don't know what the fuck happened to it. So I sent you a link to this place, completely different place. I was wrong. It ended up being pretty good though. They managed to accommodate all of us. Billy got a bathtub-sized margarita.
We actually enjoyed this place, I think, more than the other place, because the other place was super like, what do you want to say? Like,
yeah, it was foofy.
Like, yeah, it was like kind of like trying to be a little bit more modern take on fucking tacos and shit. And this is
some
just
real
straight,
gringo shit.
This is like straight old school fucking tequila. Well, you know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Right,
they sell tequila. And burritos and fucking regular shit. So it was good. So we had a great time here, and the price was very reasonable, and it didn't suck. And the bathrooms are clean because it was part of a hotel next to it, right? So that was good too.
Those are all great points.
Had a good time.
Yeah.
It's an all-star cast.
Wait, Billy, that's not the margarita you started with, is it?
No, I think that's like number two.
No,
I don't. Yeah, and I'm wearing the same hoodie for the record. No, that one. I don't think that was the first one. Although the first one was, she was like, "Do you want the big one?" And I'm like, "Sure." Like I didn't know it was like this, And
Billy always likes them like this.
Yeah, I mean, let it be known.
Well, thankfully, your good friend Josh was there to help you drink that first margarita. I wasn't.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. And listen, the last night with the butts, that was old fashioned night. So it's this is a different kind of experience at the Mexican joint, but it was good.
And we always lead in with some nice tequila tacos. I got a taco salad. You guys made fun of me for it, but that's fine. I'm not going to hold it against you.
Yeah, we liked his taco salad, and we got Alex. Alex, I think it was his first time eating Mexican food. And this is
I got to ask Alex about his Mexican food experience, man. I don't know.
For those who don't know, if you see me, the guy next to me on my right, or just in between me and Ran, that's who we're talking about. That's the new Alex. Okay, new to the show, new to the podcast, new to the crew, and he's a Harvard grad. He's a sweetheart of a guy. I love him, and he was the thing I love about this dude is he fucking jumped right in the fire and was like, "Oh, okay, I'll try that, and he had a great time.
Yeah, man, Alex is the man. So this next picture here, I think, illustrates a side of Will, a tender side of Will that came out after was it this night? No, the next night that we went out.
Oh, God.
Will definitely slept in a bathtub. And,
Will slept in a bathtub one
yeah,
night.
I mean,
I don't
it's
think it was
okay.
this night. It wasn't this night. This was a different night.
No, this was the night because what happened was I was designated driver, which was a poor choice on my part. And I'm driving your fucking tank of an SUV through the streets. And we get out of the bar and we're like on our way back to the hotel. And you look at me and you go, "We got to get fucking White Castle, dude."
Oh, this was Japanese restaurant night, right? This is Sapporo
Right,
night.
exactly. And so
Yeah,
then we go
yeah.
to White Castle and we get like 25 fucking sliders. We get back to the hotel and Malcolm starts making drinks. We have a few drinks in the hotel room and then Will just disappears.
He just goes away. Nobody.
But
knows.
I can tell you with confidence that this is the morning after because the White Castle is on the bed, dude. That's the dead giveaway.
Yeah, no. I took that picture because I was like, I gotta get a picture of this. This is hilarious. I didn't stage that at all. Those are literally smushed from him sleeping on them.
I hope his wife does not see this video. That poor guy.
It's kind of an accidental Renaissance painting, you know what I mean? And it really tells the story. Like there he is, he's all tuckered out. You got the White Castle, you got the SOS table helper badge in the background. It really paints a picture for you.
Couple of them, yeah.
Well,
it's true.
Well, I got to set this up properly because I don't think the viewers really understand how this night went down. I put out, I told everyone this is the night I'm coming home hammered. Okay, so I'm not driving because we were doing sake shots at the table. Like we killed a bunch of bottles of sake. It was fantastic. Plus our regular beers and Sporos and all that stuff. We were just crushing drinks. So we were feeling good. And Will was feeling good. He spilled the beer on himself, actually.
Oh, that's
He
right.
did.
I forgot all about that. He drenched himself
all over himself.
He sat in a beer. Yeah, that was nuts, dude. And
His
that was
But by the
pretty
time
much
we were on the
hard.
way home, he said he was 95% dry.
Because he had to do what every man here would have done: go into the bathroom and stick your dick under the dryer. Is what he had to do. But anyways, we leave there. We're freaking half in the bag already, right? And we see the freaking White Castle. It's on the way to the hotel, and I'm like, "Fuck, let's get White Castle. We got to do it." And we were full anyway. We didn't need any food. We were just drunk and just making poor decisions. So we get the White Castle, and here's where we went wrong with the White Castle. White Castle is best served immediately. Once you let it steam in the bag for 20 minutes and then get cold, they're not good. Will didn't seem to mind, but I'm really disappointed because it was Malcolm May's first introduction to American White Castle or White Castle of any sort. And he was like, "These suck." And I was like, you know what? They kind of do suck. I'm sorry, because they're not supposed to suck. So I totally fucked that one up. The fries were mushy. That was just a mess. And then Will fell asleep in the bathtub. And so there we are.
There's nothing wrong with a little gelatinous White Castle every once in a while. It starts to congeal.
No,
Speaking of Malcolm, this is our friend Malcolm right here on the left-hand side in that black hoodie. You can see him selling his books that Dante is now the main distributor for globally.
Crikey.
Globally. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
Crikey.
something you might not know about Malcolm by looking at him. He's Australian.
Well, Billy had a good fucking time fucking with Malcolm the whole time about his accent, because it was just something Billy couldn't lay off of. So everywhere we went, Billy was doing that kind of crikey shit and making weird Australian accent jokes. But it was good. It was a good time.
Listen, he invited me to Thailand. I have no doubt in my mind if I go to Thailand to his bar, it'll be a good time.
If I was going to Thailand, I would definitely be looking this guy up. That's 100% sure. But he's a good dude. He's a good, honest dude. He put out a great book, and he had a fucking great time. And that boy can drink too. Don't get it twisted. That man knows how to put him down. So, whoo, man, he likes his Jack and Cokes. That's I think that's his weakness there, Jack and Cokes.
I don't think that I could go to Thailand because I had so many questions for him being a bar owner in Thailand about like what's the deal with ladyboy culture. Like I'm just fascinated by the fact
you
that
were
that's such
asking a
normal
lot of
thing.
questions about
And
dicks.
then not about dicks, about ladyboys. I think
Well,
that's a
I mean,
unique Thai
they kinda
phenomenon.
go together, don't
He can tell. He says he can tell. He's like, no, my ass bottom.
Oh,
I
Josh
can
was
tell. I can
fascinated
tell.
by ladyboy dicks. It was
Consider
really
myself
crazy.
to be a bit of a scholar of culture. You know, I have a lot of curiosity, and I was just like, "Tell me about is it really such a cultural thing as they say it is?" And then he's on the phone with his wife in the hotel room after we all got back with the White Castle, and he's like, "Yeah, he's fucking obsessed with lady boys. It's gonna, yeah, you'll bring him to Thailand, you'll have a fucking ball."
This fucking guy.
Right.
Dude, it was
So now
fucking
I'm like,
funny.
I can't set foot in Thailand. They already know they think they got the wrong idea about me there. Oh, so this is your dinner the night that we were not able to join you. We were balls deep in Ohio by this point.
You were balls deep in Ohio. What? Oh,
We were-
this is Saturday night.
Yeah, he's driving home. This is the Doc Crow's, the Bonnie Bar.
Doc Crow's. Oh my
Oh,
god.
we love Doc Crows.
Yeah,
I forgot about the shenanigans.
Shrimp and
of
grits.
Doc Crow's. Oh
Yeah,
my god.
yeah. That's my favorite place in Louisville. The Bonnie Bros mural that
All
Josh
right.
always photographs me. He wasn't there to photograph me.
I wasn't
had to
there.
just
What
take a
was the
selfie.
shenanigans though?
It
What was the
wasn't
shenanigans?
All right. Well, oh god, Billy, where do I start with this? So you see Will with his white Russian. Okay, it's in the back there. You can see it. It's got his little white Russian next to the bottle. He's excuse me. He's killing those.
Double fisting.
Malcolm gets his curiosity's piqued, and he goes, "Oh, well, I don't want a white Russian. Hey,
Black
love, can you give me a black Russian?" And the waitress goes, "What's that?" So we're all like, "Oh God, you don't know what a black Russian is?" Like I couldn't make one if you told me on the spot, but I could look it up in 2 seconds, right? But as a bartender, you should know what the fuck is in a black Russian. So anyways, he orders a black Russian. She doesn't know. She's got to go tell the bartender, and they fuck it up, and they basically bring over a white Russian with chocolate syrup in it. Is basically what it was, which is not correct. It's supposed to be like fucking vodka and Kahlua, I think is it, or espresso coffee liqueur or something, and that's it. So remember this. These two guys have a milk-based drink. Then we go to the PBR bar. Not only do we go there, we have to walk 15 minutes in 5-degree weather, only because Will is screaming at the top of his lungs outside on the curb, going, "Are we not men?" Because we didn't want to walk. We didn't want to walk in the cold because we fucking Ubered there. And Will really wanted to go to the PBR club, and we're all like, "Nah, fuck it, it's too cold. Let's just go next door to another bar." And Will's like, "Are we not men?" The whole time.
Will's got that dog in him like you wouldn't fucking believe, because me and Alex pulled into a rest stop to get gas on our drive back, and I get a text from Will at like 12:30 at night, and he's like, it's a video, and he says, "I broke into the back room, the utility room of this bar, and I'm just snooping around. What are they gonna do? Kick me out?"
When was this? I didn't hear about
I
this.
didn't know that.
Hold on, dude. Let me bring the video up.
Josh, you'll enjoy this. I broke into this fucking bar's, their fire panel and utility room. I'm not supposed to be in here, but if they can't get me out, then
What the
then,
fuck?
then why shouldn't I be in here?
What? Wow. I don't know.
Can you imagine if an employee walked in there and he's just standing there with a beer?
That was
I was terrified that was what was gonna happen, dude.
maybe it was Doc Crow's that was it. I don't know.
Well,
man.
Will was off exploring. You can't kill his spirit. He's a man. You know what I'm saying?
Well-
Is he not a man?
Are we
He's-
not men?
Are we not men? Yeah, that's going to be one of the slogans for the show. Are we not men? And yeah,
What happened after the milk drinks, Dante?
so there's some time that goes by in PBR. We're trying to we scatter as a group. We're kind of like here and there or whatever. And then I'm like, listen, we got to fucking go. Like, we're over this. Let's try another bar. We're done with this. So we go outside. I go outside with Malcolm, and he goes, I'm feeling like shit, mate, and like some shit like that. And like, next thing you know, he's fucking blowing chunks in the garbage pail outside on the fucking balcony.
No
like,
way.
losing it, like all coming out. Like, fountain. And I'm like, holy fuck, are you okay? And he's like, oh, fucking, I don't know, mate. And I'm like, it was the fucking oysters you got at the fucking bar or at the at Doc Crow's.
Don't blame the oysters.
But listen, so then fucking good old party hardy Will comes out and he goes, oh, you puked too? And I'm like, you puked? And I'm like, wait a minute, did you puke because you were too drunk? He's like, I don't puke when I'm drunk. I'm like, oh, he's like, yeah, I felt nauseous and I went and puked inside at the in the freaking bathroom or whatever at the PBR. And I'm like, you motherfuckers. And then we figured out they both had those milk drinks. So the bartender had like sour spoiled milk or something, contaminated listeria or something.
He might have puked in the utility room for all we know. At the same time, though, I ate the oysters and I didn't have any problem.
Yeah, you were fine.
It was not the oysters.
The common denominator was the milk.
Yeah, so that was a nice little smattering of photos here. But the one thing that we don't have any pictures of, and it's a little story that I'd like to tell because it was the most frustrating moment of the entire weekend for me, is we get back to the hotel. Billy's going out to dinner with Tim, so he's not in the group, and we're trying to figure out what should we do for dinner, right? And there's an idea. We should go to a chain restaurant. We should go to Longhorn Steakhouse. And me being like the prick that I am, ruining everyone's good time, I was like, I don't want to go to a chain restaurant. I want to go to a cool, different restaurant because I'm on vacation in a different place.
Well,
Dante gets very frustrated with me, and he's like, we need to fucking leave. We just need to get out of here. We all get downstairs in the hotel, and we're like, okay, it's time to just leave, and we'll call it in the air. And I'm like, I don't even know where I'm going, so I'll just follow Dante. We get to downtown Louisville. We do a lap around downtown. We pass Doc Crow's. We pass a couple of the bars that we know that we like. And then we go across the fucking river. Might have been in another state. I don't even know where the fuck we went. Then we get to the other side of the river, bang a Yui, go right back across the river on the opposite side of the bridge. Now we're down by these other cool bars near the bridge. And I'm like, cool. We're going to stop at like, this bridge that's like right here. Yeah, there's some cool places over here. And then Dante just blows right the fuck by all of them, drives another half a mile, and brings us to Joe's fucking Crab Shack. And I'm like, I literally, like, I pulled up behind him. He parks his car. I wait, just waiting in my car behind him. I got the window rolled down. He gets out, and I literally just look at him and I go, are you fucking kidding me right now?
No, that's not what you said. No, you rolled down the window. Well, first of all, I'm gonna back it up and tell my side of the story, okay? Because it's not dissimilar to yours. However, I didn't want to make the decision that night, okay? I wanted nothing to do with it. It was not my night to decide, but nobody could make a decision. And Josh is sitting there trying to look up the heavy metal bar that we went to like fucking 3 years ago, and he's obsessed with trying to find it. He's like in the hotel room, he's looking up pictures. Is it this one? Is it this one? And like everyone's just like, bro, like Rand and fucking John Corbin are getting like hangry. They're getting pissed off. They want to eat by like 7. It's like 8 o'clock. They're mad. They are hating us. And I'm like, we got to just go. Let's just hop in the fucking car. We'll find something down. Let's Google Doc Crow's and we'll go somewhere near there. So that's what we do. I got Rand as my co-pilot. He's the voice of reason. He's my co-pilot. I say, Rand, Google Doc Crow's, pull it up. Let's drive. We drive down there. We're in downtown Louisville, wherever the fuck Doc Crow's is, and we're looking for parking. I got a giant truck. There's ice shit all over the place. There's really nowhere to park. I'm like, all right, let me just take this right over here, and we can kind of go around. Little do I know, it's a one-way fucking ticket over a bridge to, I fucking think it's Illinois. So we're going on this long-ass bridge, and I'm like, bro, Josh is going, and I tell this to Rand, I'm like, Josh is going fucking crazy right now. Like, we got to find
and then from my perspective, I know that it's because you can't find fucking parking, and I'm in the Mini. So I'm like spry. I'm ready to parallel park on a fucking snowbank, dude.
You can fit anywhere. You can fit that thing anywhere. So we go, I say, Rand, see if there's something over on the other side of the bridge. He pulls up. He's like, yeah, there's a bunch of restaurants here. I'm like, which way do we go? He goes, I don't know. And I'm like, fucking whatever. I'm already committed to making a Yui back around the other side. So we're driving across this fucking long ass bridge again. And he goes, oh, how about this? And all I hear is Crab Shack down by the river. Okay. And I'm thinking crab, seafood down by the river. It's going to be a cozy little joint. Like, it'll be fun. And then we pull up and it's Joe's Crab Shack, and I'm like, oh my God. But there was really easy parking.
Yeah, the
Pulls
parking
up.
was great. Yeah.
Josh pulls
It was
up. Josh pulls up. I could tell he was pissed off. He rolls down the window and he looks at me and he goes, "Are you fucking with me right now?" He was a fucking. I was like, "Oh, this dude, he's gonna fucking kill me." This is where Josh is actually gonna use his height and step on me, and it's gonna be no more Dante.
we made it through, but I will say we picked the craziest night to go to Joe's Crab Shack because I don't know, I've never been to a Joe's Crab Shack
Neither have
before,
I.
but
I've
apparently,
never
yeah.
been either.
It's your fucking birthday. You got to dress up in a crab suit and dance while everyone sings at you. So there's a scene in the vlog, if you guys have watched it, and it's only 4 fucking minutes long. So none of you are busy enough that you shouldn't have watched it. There's a scene where I'm looking at John, and in behind him, over his shoulder, there's just a dude looking sad in a crab suit. And this happened 6 or 7 times while we were there. And I was just
There was
like,
a shark too, I think.
dude, I was a different fucking world. And the craziest part was that I was like, of all places to find this, who's seated next to us at the other table? Table full of fucking Russians. Just
What-
Russians from the show, like Russian collectors. And Alex was telling me after the fact, he was like, yeah, I was kind of overhearing them as we were having dinner, and they were just talking about the differences between Americans and Europeans. And I'm like, I mean, hey, great place to outline the differences. You're going to Joe's fucking Crab Shack, dude.
Joe's fucking Crab Shack. There is a weird thing about Europeans, and they want to do all of the novelty places. They want to go to fucking Olive Garden. They want to go to fucking Denny's. They want to go to all these things they see in pop culture. And you're trying to tell them, no, 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 there's much better options, and they don't give a fuck. They want to go to whatever, and it's just a weird thing. So Joe's Crab Shack is not out of that scenario. Yeah.
In the defense of Joe's Crab Shack, though, like cooking a crab is the same at a fancy restaurant or Joe's Crab Shack. I mean, they don't have to do anything to it. It's just cooking a crab.
It was the environment, and the food was like, eh. But I will tell you, again, it was Alex and Rand's first time eating snow crab. I thought that was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
My mind was blown. I was like, you
Dante
guys.
gave him a lesson.
I'm like,
Snow
fuck
crab
it.
is delicious. Yeah.
Snow crab on me. Let's fucking dig in. Well,
Hey,
it was
listen,
all right.
I don't have a problem. There's no beef about Joe's Crab Shack. I just don't think it was classy.
It was not
But that
classy,
being
and
said-
it was not happening. It was not hopping. There was no vibe there at all. It sucked. It definitely sucked balls.
I love a restaurant where one wall is brick. That's all I'm going to say. I didn't expect one wall of the restaurant we chose to be fishing nets, but it was an interesting choice, and we'll remember it forever. Okay, so we went through the pictures. We talked about Joe's Crab Shack. We got all that out of the way. Bill, you got some show and tell stuff to talk about.
Yeah, I want to talk about some stuff.
Let's start here.
Okay, do you want to do the video of how impressive this is? Ooh, baby, look at that burnished highlights. Look at the top of the wings. They're like a mirror. So it's kind of the same concept with a coastal artillery breast eagle. Like it looks like a general's breast eagle, right? An army general. But there's a difference in quality of like, that's not a coastal artillery breast eagle. And there's monumental ways to look at this. This is actually a 2-piece eagle, and it's not Wasserschiss Polizei. That is a true Polizei general 2-piece eagle. And that thing is just incredible. And it was just tossed in a Riker with some other police eagles just at some dude's table and was like, yeah, $200. And it's like, hell, I got $200, mister. Here you go. Again, 2-piece eagle, extremely rare and just mint. It in my opinion, I got fantastic SS skulls at the show. That's 20 times more rare than any of the SS skulls that are in the room. So I'm really glad to take that home and keep that for myself. You can't
Nice
upgrade
pickup,
it.
man.
Thanks,
Nice
dude.
pickup. What about this one here?
So this is a super, super rare badge, and it was kind of an awkward moment because I look at the seller and I go, "What do you got the Volksdeutsche in Poland badge?" And he's like, "What?" I'm like, "That." He's like, "That's not what that is." I'm like, "The fuck it isn't." And sure enough,
What did he think it was?
well, so here he goes. So sure enough, he's like, "Well, I've got a write up on it," and he's like, "I'll tell you what it is." And he pulls out this write up and he's like, Volksdeutsche in Poland. I'm like, oh, wouldn't you know it? Like, hello, it's fucking. So he's like, oh, it is that. And I'm like, yeah, it was made for ethnic Germans living in Danzig, which unfortunately, was before World War II was in part of Poland. That is an insanely rare badge. And that
After
is
World War II as well.
Definitely, right. Definitely a keeper piece for myself. So Those are like I said, they're just little tidbits, but you can find some really rare, cool shit in the room if you know what you're hunting for.
Yeah, man, every time that you came back to the table, you always had some more treasures to share. So, let's go over one last thing here, okay? Dante, you did have a thing that you wanted to find. Did you find it?
No, I didn't need it. After all, the customer just got. I think I gave him a refund, or he wanted something else. So
Oh, the HJ armband with the tag.
yeah, I didn't need that.
Yeah.
I didn't need. I mean, I probably could have sold it 10 times over, but it didn't matter anyway because Eric Dorr came by and bought all my fucking armbands in one fell swoop because that's how he rolls. So all my armbands are now on Eric Dorr's site for 50% more.
Bill, did you find everything that you wanted to find at the show?
Yeah, so most of my shopping was commodity shopping for the website. You know what I mean? And again, like you said, I came back to the table 20 times and just kept dropping off more shit, put it in the try to get some money out of it. And we sold a lot of things I picked up at the show, don't get me wrong. It's all about that. But for myself, like I said, I got 3 or 4 keeper pieces. It was still a great show. That's my story, dog.
All right, boys. Well, when I did the Brimfield North review, I used a 1 to 5 scale, a military scale, to judge how good the show was, and I gave it a 3 out of 5 in that video. This is the SOS. This is a much more big leagues event. So, what are your personal opinions? 1 to 5 on the military scale, 5 being excellent military show, 1 being terrible antique store, awful, don't waste your time. Dante, let's start with you.
3. Definitely a 3. I think it's a 3. And only because, 1, it was too damn fucking cold and they need to have the venue in the springtime. I don't give a shit how much it costs. They need to figure out a way to rent the space in fucking March. Spring break might be the most amazing fucking time to have the show. You'd get a shit ton of people there because guess what? They don't have to fucking go to school. Half of them are off of work. That's all I'm saying. Done.
That's a good point. It's a good point. Bill, what do you think? 1 to 5 scale, 5 being the best, 1 being the worst.
So I'm a half glass full kind of guy. I'll go 4. I mean, it was a great show. I sold a lot of stuff. I bought a ton of stuff. I had all my deals lined up and they all went smoothly. And the only thing that would have made it a 5 out of 5 is if there was like a Chick-fil-A. Other than that, it was pretty good.
All right, good. Positive show. I can't disagree. I think the average 3.5 that we have reached here is where I would fall anyway.
Gosh, how do you rate it? But I mean, bro.
I think 3.5 is pretty fair. It is a very memorable show. I didn't have the best purchases or the best finds that I've ever had, but I had a lot of fun with you guys, and that is honestly why I do it. You know what I'm saying? I said the term guys weekend several times over the course of the show, and I think that's kind of the purpose that it serves for me. I mean, I love a good Yugoslavian order from Dante and some Romanian stuff and a dagger, but it's not earth-shattering stuff. It was just a nice time to hang out with my buds.
Well, you can't beat a good time with your friends, especially when we're in this hobby where our friends are all over the country and we don't have many opportunities to get together. So even if I didn't make a dime, it would have been worth the thousands of dollars in costs just to go hang out with you guys because I just don't get to do it enough. So from that perspective, it's always a 5.
That's a very heartfelt message. And I think we should close there. It was a great show. Enjoyed meeting you guys. Thank you to everybody that came up to the table and said, hey, I watched the podcast. Hopefully you enjoyed your free sticker. Or if you were a table helper, or you know what, even if you're not a table helper, if you've watched to this point, leave a comment if you want a Table Helpers Union sticker, because guess what? I got holographic ones now, and I'll fucking mail one to you if you send me your address. So jump on that, put it on the fucking, right? I know. Fucking jump on that and put it on the toolbox. And my name is Josh Doda, and I run Queen City Militaria, joined today by my 2 buddies, Dante Gambino of SMG War Relics.
Thank you, everybody. Great time as usual.
And William the Bill Kramer of WehrmachtMilitaria.com.
Well, guys, this has been fun. I'm glad the episode's over because I have to pee. Good night.
Good night, everybody.